at different times in our lives, at certain points, God will kind of reach out to us in a way, in an extraordinary way, and sometimes to other people, it's not so extraordinary. It's not a big deal to other people, but to you, it's a big deal. Or to other people, it's a coincidence, just a coincidence, but to you, it's not a coincidence. It just depends on faith, on your faith, that God's speaking to you through ways that you never thought He would speak to you in that way, through different things, not always through the altar. It's not always through the word, Sometimes He'll speak to you when you're doing something you're not supposed to. Sometimes He'll speak to you through a movie. God has spoken to me through movies. He's spoken to me through songs. He's spoken to me to ways that I never would have expected. But I'll give you an example of a way that sometimes God would talk to me. One day, I was going to Family Dollar in the middle of the night. I went walking. And when I was leaving Family Dollar, I walk across a parking lot of like this Winn-Dixie. And you know how it's like a mini mall sometimes, and you have buildings all over the side. I look at one of the buildings on the side of the Winn-Dixie, and I see that there's a church going on in the middle of the night. And I could see through the glass window, the service. And I'm like debating in my head, like, should I go in there? Maybe I should. Maybe God will have a word. But then, I like, no, I want to go home. I just went to go buy something. But I went in there anyways, just to see if God had a word for me. So when I go in there, there's a prophet, there's a man of God in there. And when he sees me, God tells him, hey, that's my ace. Like an ace of, like a card, like an ace. So he goes, okay, Lord, that's your ace, but I'm not going to tell him anything unless you give me a confirmation. So the man of God is waiting for a confirmation. And then at the end of the service, they notice me and they say, hey, we have a visitor. Young man, what's your name? So I get up and I'm like, my name is Ray, like a king. Because that's what my name means, king. And they were Spanish people, so they, But for some reason I said it that way. But the prophet, when he heard it, he was like, really, God? Ace, king, queen, jack? Okay, that's my confirmation. So he comes to me after the service. He says, hey, God has a word for you. And I say, what? And he says, God says that you're his ace. So I'm like, really? God said that I'm his ace? You know what I mean? And after I left, I was walking home just thinking about it. Like, ace? Like, you never really think that God would speak in that way, because ace is like from card game. You know what I mean? And the more I thought about it, I started thinking like, wow, but an ace is a good card. When you get your ace and you're playing a card game, most of the time it's a good thing. You know what I mean? It's a good hand to play. It's not a 2 or a 3 or a 4. It's a special card. It's not even a king or a queen or a jack. It's an ace. It's a good card. I was like, wow, that's a good compliment from God. Then like about a month passed. And I was struggling. And I didn't want to go to church. I woke up in the morning and I didn't want to go to church. I wanted to stay in my bed, sleep. But I got up and I just said, that's when you really need to go to church, when you don't want to. So I got up and started heading for church. And as I walk out my door, I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I look over on the floor in the dirt. There's a single playing card laying on the ground. And I go, don't tell me that's an ace. When I go close, I look, it's an ace. An ace of diamonds. And this is the card. And it was laying on the dirt, And I was lifting it from the dirt. It was like God was telling me, even though you're all filthy on the ground, I still see you as my ace. And I was like, but Lord, why is it an ace of diamonds? Why isn't it like an ace of spades? I always thought ace of spades or an ace of clubs, or I don't know. Why is it an ace of diamonds? And it was like he was saying, diamond in the rough, Not everybody can spot a diamond in the rough. You know how many people have mined searching for diamonds and found the rock and just tossed it over the shoulder, not knowing that there was a diamond inside that rock, not knowing that there was potential inside that rock. People won't always see the value in you because they don't see the way God sees. But God sees the core of you. He sees the potential. He sees past the rough. That's what God was telling me. You know what I mean? That I see past all the garbage. I see past what everybody else sees, and I see the core of you. I see the potential. I see who you are. Past all the stuff that, all the traumas, all the things that you've gone through in your life that have shaped you in maybe a certain way, and you're in the rough. You're a diamond in the rough. And not everybody could see you and value you, but I value you. I see you. I see your potential. I want to clean you up. And I wanna make you shine so that all can see what I see, because I could see things that not everyone could see. He's God. You know what I mean? But the process of a diamond, cleaning up a diamond, or even the process of a diamond itself, is a hard process. It's a difficult process that we got to go through, that we have to withstand pressure. We have to withstand the trial. We have to withstand whatever life throws at us, and stand strong and firm in God, and have God rely on His strength to carry us through whatever situation we're going through. And as we learn to do that, God's cleaning us up. That's His process. It's a difficult process, being molded, being shaped, but it's a necessary process so that God can bring that shine in us, that He really wants. But how could He clean us up, take that rough off of us if we always run? You know what I mean? God was like telling me, don't run. Stand firm. Bear it. Bear the difficulties and trust in me. And through those difficulties, I'm sharpening you. I'm cleaning you up. I'm bringing out your shine. I'm polishing you. It's a hard process, but it's a necessary process. To be God's diamond in the rough.